Well, here we go again, where we end up having multiple people talk about a thing that really shouldn't go much further than it already did. And of course, it had to be the situation between myself and Dwebbly, which I discussed in my last commentary. For those unaware, I suggest that you watch my commentary on Dwebbly. But if you have or don't care to see it, essentially the situation came down to Dwebbly, or who I'll be referring to as Lucas, ended up misunderstanding what I was saying while treating others like trash on my public Discord server, whilst insulting a friendly acquaintance of mine being his Elf 101, got banned from my server, then came to me asking when his ban would be over, and then basically didn't drop that thing that made me uncomfortable to talk about and got me angry, and then I blew up on him and, well, rightfully blocked him. However, the only important thing that you need to know about that entire petty masquerade was there was an argument between Dwebbly and I where I said aspects about video can be objectively good, and I referenced my commentary on Psych2Go as an on-hand example. With that, Dwebbly thought I was saying that videos in whole can be objectively good, and thought I was an egotist, then made 2 videos discussing the matter, which I quickly tore apart. Now, I was a little late for the punch, and others such as a good buddy of mine, being Sumcat, made a commentary on Lucas before me, where then a newer commentator by the name of Nepthys, or who I'll be referring to as Neff or Neffy, did a video on Sumcat, which then Keyblade Master, my good friend and current target today, did a video on that. Small issues here and there, but they're fairly glaring and causes this video to fall apart. With that said, I think I've gotten enough information for you guys to understand this entire situation before we dive into this insanity again. Let's go. Yo, Key, you may want to fix your grammar. When you're referencing yourself, you use a capital I.
You know, October has been a pretty hard month for me, not gonna lie. Been dealing with anxiety from being too busy with life, so much to where I've had a hard time even being able to work on anything that isn't related to magical girls. So here's a one-shot on some kid talking about a cat covering Dwebbly the drama starter. Hopefully this helps me get back into the swing of things.
Wow, Key, I'm actually very disappointed in you. This context may actually be the single-handedly the worst piece of context I've ever heard come from anyone considering how vague it is. Who's this child, who's this cat, and who the fuck is Dwebbly is what I would be asking if I were a new viewer in my shoes right now. Pause? I don't know. But no, seriously, if this is all the context that you're going to hand out, you're doing just as good as providing no context whatsoever. Mostly considering that the best context that we got is Dwebbly the drama starter, which has me getting me more irritated with this than you'd think, considering that the only way that we know that this is true is if we know Lucas's history, and considering that this is just thrown off as a quick remark and nothing more, or just a side thing like most of your commentary's main points be in this instance. We're not only lost, but we end up having multiple problems arise. Hell, you know what's one way to fix this, Key? A degree counter. Or giving out more context on the situation, or say, letting everyone know who's who in a better extent, considering that the only person that we can clearly get here is Neffy, considering that you show a picture of their avatar on screen when you make it scroll through to who you're referencing. And yeah, get on to my case for doing nothing but nitpicking so far if you'd like, until I play this next clip where it shows my complaints having more ground to stand on.
And then there's Vii Omega. Basically, in his Discord server, I ended up arguing with him that someone shouldn't make a video when they're frustrated or mad. And basically, he said that it can still be, someone can make a video that's when they're frustrated and mad, and the video can still be good. Now, I agree with him with this, but I hated how he worded it, because this would imply that video can be objectively good. But then, I kid you not, he says that video can be objectively good. Are you beyond retarded? No. Whether a person thinks that video is crap. Whether a person thinks that video is good or not, it's all a matter of their opinions. You cannot say that a video can be objectively good. No. It's all a matter of opinions. If someone doesn't think that video is good, then that's their opinion. And sure, you can disagree with their opinion, you can argue the logic behind the opinion, but at the end of the day, you can't say that their opinion's wrong, and that they can't think that this video is objectively good. That's retarded.
Funny you say this when it's wrong. Surprisingly enough, a video can be objectively good. It's not actually impossible. Let me explain. Say you have a commentary. The editing, point, and voice work are good. Wouldn't that in turn mean that the video is objectively good? Note I say good and not perfect. A perfect video is impossible, but objectively good? Yeah, that's actually something that can exist. He never said perfect, he only said good.
Shit. Objectively good voice acting and editing are extremely impossible because it's all down to the person. One person might find a voice extremely grating, and the other might find it gratifying, for all anyone knows. A good example of this is Just a Robot. His voice makes some people want to play dodgeball in traffic and makes other people want to keep watching his video.
You know what, although this is a commentary on Keyblade, I'm hitting you too, Neffy, because I didn't notice until now, but where's your evidence for all this? Seriously, considering that Just a Robot isn't that well known of a commentator to say maybe Mr. Dapperton, Armored Skeptic, or say TJ Kirk, aka The Amazing Atheist, this can easily make a lot of what your already small audience confused and unsure as to who you're even talking about. Not to mention how I can easily just throw aside your claims as you have no proof to suggest this. Why should I take an unsupported claim seriously?
Honestly, this is so subjective it hurts. And on the editing side of things, some people's editing attention span may be way lower than others, as some people may notice bad editing immediately and point it out, and other people might not notice bad editing and continue watching thinking it was well edited. Adding on to that, some people may think some visual effects look annoying, while some people may think it looks nice. It depends on the person, which is the entire sum of this argument. For final thoughts, think more about subjectivity and how good and bad from an objective standpoint just isn't possible.
Actually, Neffy, you're so wrong that it's baffling to me, considering that a tone of a person's voice can be subjectively hated, sure. However, if the audio balancing is consistent, that makes the audio quality good, if it is clear and allows the person to be heard properly, whereas the editing can be considered objectively good, where I can use your own argument against you here, lacks those features that people would be able to complain about. Now, Keyblade, how do you respond?
Alright, let me get this straight. So because some people might have problems with either the editing or voice work in a video, that means it's not objectively good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to strongly disagree with you here, since putting aside on how objectively good videos do exist, i.e. see Ponder Sprocket's commentary on the Masked Star Maker and videos regarding the Sparkler Tech drama as examples of objectively good videos.
Which of course you do not link and your audience has to go digging for you. Secondly, care to show me how they are objectively good videos by giving us clips from the videos? No? Then why should I take this claim at all seriously, if I'm someone unaware of this Ponder Sprocket that you speak of, and or a new viewer of your content? Do you expect me just to take you at face value?
Just because some people might have issues with an aspect of a video, that doesn't make the video not objectively good, since here's a shocker for you. Some people can have a problem with the video, yet the video can still be objectively good. Since if a video has good editing, voice work, and positive reception from a majority of people who watch the video, then the video is objectively good no matter what the minority thinks.
This point is so flawed that it bugs me to the highest degree, Keyblade. Everything was on such a good track until you brought up the popular consensus. Hey Keyblade, I can find a couple videos that are under your category of quote-unquote objectively good, end quote. Rag's video on I Hate Everything, where he constantly brings up things that doesn't matter, and assuming what people think, and or just talking about things that doesn't actually make any sense whatsoever.
No. You're not what I'd call a Star Wars fan. I'd call you a Star Wars apologist. A Star Wars fanboy.
Or say Daft Peanut on Chili Panda despite being a toxic fuck towards her.
So inside and out of her videos, her art is terrible. And if I was 22 like her, I think I'd just stop drawing and try a new hobby. I mean, maybe she's a great painter or musician, but just not drawing.
All examples have your three traits of objectively good video in common. However, there are some flaws that are glaring within every single video which you cannot deny regardless. An objectively good video is not considered objectively good because of a popular consensus. It just means that the popular consensus enjoys it or hates it. If you feel that the popular consensus is what determines the video's quality, you have a child's understanding of how video quality works. By this logic, Keyblade, does this mean that your video on Dead Meme Koopa is objectively bad because dislikes outnumber the likes? And, before you bring up editing and voice work, you missed my point.
But that's leaving out on how you, Sumcat, and Dwibbly are all arguing something V never said, since he said that certain aspects of a video can be good, not the whole video itself.
Which you never show evidence of. Again.
Now, I could give Sumcat a pass here since he didn't know about this info until V's video came out.
Actually, no, you really couldn't.
Remember when I said this? V never said perfect, he only said good. Well, after obtaining these screenshots from V's server, don't worry, I'm allowed to have these, I found this. Next thing I know, you'll say that a video could be objectively good. Never mind. Yeah, it can be objectively good in some aspects, Lucas. So not only was this entire situation more ridiculous than it needed to be, you got into V's case for something he didn't even say. Good job, your entire video was pointless.
And of course, again, being the broken record that I am right now, you of course show no evidence of this. And don't even link my video nor show a screenshot or show any substance to your claims, when I know you can do either or of these things if you have a computer or phone. In either case, this is inexcusable. Also, Keyblade, here's a question. What's the problem with some cat arguing Lucas' straw man that was thrown towards me, and debunking it properly to show how the straw man is also faulty? Especially when later on, some cat brings up what I said to show that he was lying about what I said. The Neffy trying to argue against what some cat here was trying to argue with Lucas is just kind of odd. You just go, it's a problem because it's something I never said, which surprisingly doesn't actually make this argument pointless, nor either side of the argument between Neff and some cat invalid. I think this is just a roundabout way of me telling you to elaborate.
But Neff, how come you didn't know about this info since Vii's video has been out for 2 days before the release of your video? And considering the situation that we're talking about, not being in the know about this situation is a really big oof on your end.
Simple, it wouldn't have added to her video nor would have done anything against some cat's argument regardless whether I said it or not, considering that some cat was just trying to argue the straw man. Secondly, I could hypothetically come up with a counter of how if Neffy brought this up by your lack of awareness on this matter as a base for the next point I'll bring up, she'd be using information that some cat had no access to, nor would have known about unless of course he was in my Discord server prior. Oh yeah, and another thing, Keyblade, next time, don't cut out something that would actually show that Neffy has seen my video, aka her introduction for the situation.
Unless you've been living in a rock or you're unaware of shit in the commentary community, I'm sure you've heard of Dwebly. Dwebly is a controversial person in the CC who's caused a lot of drama, whether that being blacklisted from servers from being dicks to people, or just anything of the sort. Well, what happened this time is Vii Omega said that an objectively good video is possible, while Dwebly is arguing against that, and then some cat comes in with an interjection, and it's not good.
I'll be honest, I never really paid much attention to Lucas and Hole until I noticed him constantly trying to start fights with people and kind of talking down to others as if they were fucking trash on my public Discord server and on occasion in other servers too. Or say when I saw that he was blacklisted in some of my other friends' servers. But even then, I guess that's just how I saw things and I didn't like it, nor did my admins. So one of them just banned him from my server. Now why is this important, Key? Simple. It destroys the idea that they didn't know about this information that I presented despite them talking about things that I talked about within my commentary and would have only known about if I actually saw my commentary. This makes me question that if you even watched the videos within the entire chain. And that's basically all the issue that I had with your video, but if I am to make a note as to what to properly be aware of next time, actually add substance to your claims and I guess be fully aware of a situation that you're covering to make sure that your points actually have more weight. Otherwise, for anyone else wanting to continue this, stop it. It's just becoming stupid on both ends, and honestly, it should have ended at my video already instead of someone struggling to make a nitpick at best that didn't actually harm a video's overall point even if it were right.